Let's talk crochet. Hey folks, it's Mary, aka MercyTriumphs, and this is my channel, Slow Crochet. This is episode 060, and I am here just giving my weekly update on the projects that I've been working on, any kind of completions, and any kind of new projects that I've been doing in crochet. This will be a short one this week, but let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that I have completed this week is on my head now, and this is a very basic knit stitch Tunisian crochet ear warmer. All I did for this is I used a size J Tunisian crochet hook, and I worked the knit stitch, which I just love. It is not very stretchy side to side, but long ways it does have some give to it. Here is the back of that, and it really does kind of emulate the knit and purl, kind of the garter stitch in knitting. To cinch it together, I just lapped over the edges there and stitched them up so it has that kind of knotted pattern. There it is. This was a project that took a little bit of time, but I absolutely love just the rhythm of Tunisian crochet. I think I really do want to do more of that, and not necessarily to become quicker at it, but just it's something that is really rhythmic and comforting, and it lends itself really well to wonderful fibers. So because it takes so long for me to do, I feel like Tunisian crochet is a more kind of holistic crochet experience, where if I'm doing something where I'm just trying to get it done quickly, I don't mind if I'm using, say, a rougher acrylic. But since Tunisian takes a while, I'm really experiencing every stitch, so I enjoy it more with some of these nicer, softer fibers. So that's something I'm going to keep in mind going forward. So this little ear warmer is done, and I love it, and I'm calling it good. Another project that I was working on is another one of my little dust rags, and this is just a basic stitch pattern of alternating single crochets and single crochet spike stitches. I learned about this particular stitch pattern from the Nordic hook, and that'll be linked below in the description box. But this particular stitch pattern was interesting to me because even though it was really straightforward, it creates a very thick fabric. It is kind of a yarn eater. I was surprised at how much yarn it actually took to do something so basic. I think it would make a really good wash rag. This particular yarn is a microfiber, so I'm going to use it for dusting more so than washing. But I think I would use this again if I were doing like a washcloth, something maybe out of cotton. So I'm really glad that I got to try out this new pattern, and I like how this turned out. I did have a very big completion this week, but I'm going to talk about that later on in another video. So let me tell you about the two projects that I started. Number one, I started a market bag. This is all due to Lisa. Lisa over at Happy to Hook Creations. Number one, she introduced me to this color of pink, which is Haute Pink, which is a crafter secret from Yarn Bee. I'm on my second skein of this, and it's a little bit messy here, but I love the market bags that she makes. I have made this a little bit different than the pattern just because when I started making the bottom initially, it was getting really ruffly really quickly. So for the edges, the pattern calls for a double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the corner. I actually frogged way back, and I just did one double crochet followed by a chain 2 followed by another double crochet there in the corners. And so that took care of my ruffles, and then I adapted the pattern again as I've started to go up the edges. So I can see why these market bags are so addicting to make. I'm really enjoying this process. It's coming along quite quickly, and I love how these colors are all playing out. I'm going to keep going with this. I'm not sure quite how long I'm going to make it, but I do think I'm going to try to not have a very long strap. I'm going to keep it a little bit tighter in. And I don't know if I'll try to do like a button closure or something like that, but hopefully this will be a finish for the next week. And in the meantime, I'm actually really loving this Crafter Secret too. It's really soft. It glides so easily through my hook. And for this project, I am using a size I hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. I'm using my standard current version boy hook for this one. I did start another big project this week, and it's one that I've been wanting to work on for a while. I currently have quite a few sweaters at least sweater quantities of yarn to work with. So I have started a fall to winter crochet sweater, which is by Kiks and Jack Crochet. And I am using Lion Brand Respect for this. This is a 3-weight yarn, and this particular color is straw, but I have about 5 or 6 different colors of it. And to make this design, I'm starting with a waistband, and then it's just a simple block stitch. So here's my beginning, and what I plan to do is go with different stripes of different colors up the edges. I have seen that when you do colorwork sweaters, there's a trick that instead of weaving in all those ends, you wait and seam it together, and then you take your ends and kind of French braid them along the seams. So that is my plan. So hopefully that will work out really well. I am going off pattern a little bit already. I think the pattern calls for a size 6.0 millimeter hook and a worsted weight yarn, but again, I'm using a 3-weight and I'm using a 5.5 millimeter hook. And in terms of the waistband, I'm doing yarn over slip stitches in the back loops only. So that's giving a little bit of a stretch here, and it's allowing that waistband to be a nice contrast to the rest of the pattern there. Just for a point of reference, here are the colors that I'm working with. I got these from Lion Brand a while ago. I saw them initially and just loved them. I thought so many of the colors were so pretty, but the price point was not anywhere near what I wanted it to be. So I just watched Lion Brand's website until they were, I think, either 40 or 45% off their regular price. That was something I was comfortable with, and that's when I stocked up on these. And I've been trying to figure out just the right pattern to use for them. But now I have the pattern. Now's the time. This fall to winter design is a newer design, and I will have that, of course, linked in the description below as well. So those are the projects I have going on. I want to know, what are you working on? Have you finished anything recently? Anything small or anything big? What are you excited about crocheting this week? Thank you to all my subscribers. Some of y'all are brand new here and I appreciate you being here. Some of y'all have been with me for quite a bit and I appreciate you too. All of those little YouTube-y things, the likes and shares and comments and subscribes, those are super encouraging. And y'all know I love hanging out in the comments with you. I love connecting with you and I do love being part of your life. If I'm not your cup of tea, thank you so much for listening this long. I do appreciate it, and I do hope I'll see you again soon. Bye.